Are you new to field recording and you're looking to get your first kit? Or maybe you already started but you want to upgrade your equipment? Then you're at the right place here. Because in today's video I will share with you 3 different kits depending on your budget and needs. Now there should be something here for everyone, starting with a more budget-friendly version, going over to a more expensive version on this side. Now if you actually have never done any field recording before you buy anything, I can recommend you to actually start recording with your smartphone, because the microphones inside of the smartphones are actually pretty good these days, and it's already a lot of fun to capture sounds this way. So just start with that, and if you really like it, you can still upgrade your kit later on. So let's start with the budget-friendly version with the ZOOM H1E. It lets you record in stereo with these XY mics here at the front, and it does that in 32-bit floating point. With 32-bit floating point, you cannot clip your audio digitally, so you cannot distort your recording. In fact, on this recorder we don't even have a gain knob, so a volume control anymore. It's really just a point and shoot recorder, which is perfect if you've never recorded any audio before. Now if you want to learn more about 32-bit floating point, I already made a full video covering that, and I will put you that link into the description. Now for the quality of the sound, you will get what you pay for. It is a good stereo recorder and it sounds nice, but if you want to record some very quiet sounds and you will later on boost them in post-production, you will have a lot of noise on the recording. Also, the handling sound of the recorder, so when you hold it in your hand, it is quite audible. So if you want to record for a longer period of time, I suggest that you put it on a tripod so you can just leave it somewhere. Now the recorder comes without batteries, without an SD card and without wind protection, and these are all things that you will need if you want to do field recording. Now this particular wind muff is inside of the AP-H1E. It's the accessory kit for the ZOOM H1essential. Alright, so now let's do a sound test. So this is now the sound of the H1essential, around a half of a meter in front of me. This is when I turn it a little bit to the left. So this is me on the left side, and this is now me on the right side. And when I take off the wind muff, you can actually already hear the wind now. So this is actually really important. Now everything together, the recorder, the SD card, the accessory kit and the tripod will cost you around 170 euros. Now to be fair, I also use these headphones now to record. These are the Sennheiser HD25 and they will cost you around 130 euros. Now for the mid-range kit, I chose the ZOOM H5 with the Lom mikroUsi Pro. The problem with most handheld recorders is the loud self-noise of the onboard capsules. Also with the ZOOM H5 you will get a fair amount of self-noise if you're using this XY capsule up here. To get the most out of these onboard capsules, I recommend you not to boost the gain all the way. For the ZOOM H5 for example, the sweet spot for a good signal to self-noise ratio is if you set the gain to around 5. Even better is to actually start using external microphones and plug them into your recorder. Even if you're using the same recorder with external microphones, it will dramatically improve the quality of your recording. I'm now here using the Lom mikroUsi Pro. These are omnidirectional microphones and they can be perfectly used to record in a stereo AB setup. Now what I really like about these microphones is that they are super small and you can clip them anywhere. You can clip them on a branch here in the forest, or you can also clip them on your headphones and record sounds while you're walking around. Now most of these external microphones require phantom power, so make sure to turn it on your recorder. Also phantom power requires quite a lot of battery, so make sure to bring spare batteries, or even better, a power bank. Now just a few weeks ago, ZOOM actually released a brand new H5 recorder. They call it the ZOOM H5 Studio, and it is equipped with better microphones as well as 32-bit floating point. Now it also costs around twice as much as the H5. So if you're planning to record with external microphones, I think that the H5 is still a valid choice. So this is now the sound of the Lom mikroUsi Pro, spaced apart from each other around 50 centimeters. And this is when I turn it a little bit to the left. So now I'm standing on your left side. And this is when I turn it to the right side. So now I'm standing on the right side. So the stereo image sounds a lot different than with the XY capsules. It's a lot wider and sounds also a lot more cinematic. and I think it fits perfectly to record ambiences like birds in a forest, but also traffic in a city, for example. And yeah, I use this setup quite a lot. I really love it. Now everything together, the ZOOM H5 recorder, the Lom mikroUsi Pros, and the SD card, which can only go up to 32 gigabytes for this recorder, will cost you around 320 euros at the time of this recording. Now for the Pro kit, I chose the MixPre 6 by SoundDevices, coupled with the RODE NTG5 Shotgun microphone. So with this setup, we have now the recorder and the microphone completely separate. So there's no built-in microphone on the MixPre 6, but you can actually record up to 6 microphones simultaneously. Now to be clear, the MixPre 6 is not a cheap recorder. There are also other really great multi-track recorders out there that are much cheaper. For example, the ZOOM F6 is also a really great choice. But I still wanted to show you this setup because it's the only multi-track recorder that I own and actually really love it. Now for the microphone, I chose the RODE NTG5 Shotgun microphone. It is a very pointed microphone and it is great at picking up very isolated sounds such as sound effects or voices. In fact, I actually recorded my voice for this whole video with this setup. Now just to be clear, this is a mono microphone and not stereo, so it's not really suited to do ambience recordings. If you want to learn more about the difference between mono and stereo, I already made a full video about that, so you can check it out right here. Now the wind protection as well as the pistol grip, they're already included if you buy the NTG5 kit, so I think that's really handy. Now for the tripod, I'm using the Manfrotto Nano Pole, and there's one thing about this tripod that I really love. You can very easily take it apart and then use one of the halves as a boom pole. Yeah, I think that's genius. So yeah, this is now the sound of my voice recorded with the RODE NTG5 Shotgun microphone and the MixPre 6 recorder. Let's also turn off the music now. So now this is my voice and now I will walk around it. So this is now also from the sides and this is how it sounds when I'm standing right behind the microphone. So yeah, you can hear that it really isolates sounds that are right in front of it. Now everything together, the MixPre 6 recorder, the RODE NTG5 Shotgun microphone and the Manfrotto Nano Pole together will cost you around 1,800 euros. So yeah, it's definitely a lot more expensive. Generally, I would only recommend you to buy a multi-track recorder if you're really serious about it. You can also easily connect very good microphones to a much cheaper recorder like this handheld ZOOM H5 for example, and this will also result in a very good quality. Now, if you have any questions about any of these kits or field recording in general, make sure to ask them in the comments. I really try to answer them if I can. Also, I will link you all the product links that I talked about into the description. So, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one in the future. I see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.